Hello everyone, my name is Natasha and I am My Generation's Church Financial Freedom Coordinator. So you're probably asking, what exactly is that Financial Freedom Coordinator? Glad you asked. My goal is to teach young and old how to become financially free using biblical principles. In this video, I'm going to show you how to manage a budget. A budget, in the simplest way, is how you manage your money, your income, your expenses. All right, so I'm going to give you a nice quick technique that has worked for me, and of course what can work for you, of course, if you implement it properly. Okay, so it is a note-rich video, note-rich environment. I'm going to encourage you to get a pen, a pencil, a sheet of paper, a notebook, a notepad, or feel free to use your phone. I like using my phone, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to use a sheet of paper. All right, and what I want you to do is be realistic, be honest with yourself, and expect the best. Okay, always expect the best. All right, so what I want you to do is write down 2 columns. Okay, on that, so you can fold the paper in half like what I did, and on the top portion of that you want to write your income and then your expenses. Okay, now income includes your job, business income, any investments that you've made, anything that you can count as money that you'll receive to pay something and or do something with. Write that down. Okay, in the next column I want you to write your expenses. So if you see here, it writes your utilities, your phone, rent, student loans, or any loans for that matter. I need to write down those expenses. Now in those same categories in income, I need you to write down the salary that you get from that job and break it down if you get paid weekly or monthly or bi-weekly. I need you to write down whichever way you get paid, and that will be the total amount that you write there. Same thing for the business, same thing for investments. Anything that comes that's a recurring, I want you to write that down. Same thing with expenses, the recurring debts, even the one-time debts. I need you to write those down. So, and then write down the amount. So you need to break it down. Don't just write, oh, utility bill, phone bill. No, I need you to break down if it's an electric bill, if it's a gas bill, if it's a water bill. I need you to write down every single one of those bills and then write down the total amount. Once you have your income column and your expense column, now we can actually start putting this down into a schedule that makes sense. Now, definitely go fit your schedule. So the way I do this is that I go weekly. So I get paid out weekly, and I also know that certain bills are due at a certain time. All right. So what it looks like is I have first week, I have second week, I have my third week, and I have the fourth week. Okay. And because you wrote down the expenses that you have, what you want to do is now start filling in the weeks of when those should get paid. All right. So let's say, for example, rent is in your first week. So I'd write rent. And let's say, for example, your rent is $1,000. You'll write $1,000 in the first week. Okay. Now that's your expense, but you know what your income. So let's say, for example, you collect a $2,000 check every 2 weeks. Okay, let's say, for example, that's what your paycheck is after taxes. All right, so what you want to do is that rent is $1,000, and let's say, for example, your phone bill is $100. So you're gonna put phone, right, and you're gonna put $100. And let's say, for example, your student loans is $400, and you're gonna put student loans there, $400. Let's say, for example, those were the bills that you knew that were due that first month or that first week. So you're going to write those down, and that equals about to $1,500. So for that week you have $500 left over as of income. Now, of course, I wouldn't say spend it all. I'd say definitely allocate them to either a savings, investment, a CD, something that you can look forward to or save if you need it. Okay. Right. And then what you want to do is the same thing for the second week. You want to write down those list of bills. You want to also do that for the third week and the fourth week. Now, the reason why I told you to write down your expenses, because you don't want to put the 2 highest bills in the same week. And I encourage you to reach out to your lenders for your car loans. I know rent is sort of hard to change that. So that's just whenever you have to pay, you put it in for that week. And whatever bills you can switch around due dates, I encourage you to do that. Okay. So by the time you're done, because you listed all your expenses, they'll all be listed here by weeks. Okay. And the total amounts will be also listed for your expenses, and you'll know how much money you have left over with your income. Why? Because you wrote it down. Now, I like to use my phone because when the month is over, all I do is unclick it and I can start all over again. Now, it has worked for me, and it has been such a blessing to do it this way, because now I don't have to worry about where the next dollar is going to come from, because I already know that every bill has been allocated for. I know that if there's money left over 1 week, and let's for example, I didn't have enough the next week because there was just a lot of bills, now I know that this extra money is there to pay the second week's bill. And that's why you don't necessarily want to take any money from week to week. I encourage you to actually take money and treat yourself once a week, but nothing expensive, nothing too huge, because I do believe that you should take care of yourself as well. But at the end of the month, you could probably do something big, or you can actually tuck that away to go on a nice vacation, or to just do something that you want to treat yourself, that because you have this extra money, you can do that. And to become financially free, you have to make $1 over your expenses. So if you can manage the recurring debts, you know, that's just the income that you receive, cool. But the other debts, credit cards, loans, if you can actually manage it appropriately, you would be surprised at how easy it will be for you to actually pay your debt. So to recap and to wrap this portion up of managing your budget, list your income, your expenses. I like to do it by weeks because that's how I get paid. And if it works for you to do bi-weekly, I encourage you to do it that way, semi-monthly. Write it down in the order of when that bill is due, okay? And I encourage you to follow it, test it out. It has worked for me. I have different ways I get paid, but because I was able to say, okay, this extra money's here, now I was able to allocate this into maybe savings or an emergency fund, just extra money that I know is there in case I need it. And I hope this video was very helpful to you. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this video, and you stay blessed.